Hi, so I'm Carol. I'm training to do Hyrox in London at the end of April, so only a few weeks to go now. I think it's possibly 3 or 4 weeks because we're now 5th of April. So I'm on week 13 of my training, so I've been training pretty much since December, and I'm in the age 60 to 64 category, of which there are not many of us, but I'm getting to know quite a few people who are in that category. We have a Facebook group, so got to meet some of them at the weekend, which was great. My training for the last week has been good. It's been consistent. I've been doing lots of ski erg, lots of row, lots of weights, deadlifts, working on my strength. And I did quite a few practice runs of the sled push and pull, with overloading it with extra weight because I hear that the carpet is going to be like Velcro. So yeah, I need to work on that still. I'm not too bad. I'm better than I thought I was going to be on that. But a couple of things that have happened this last week. I didn't do my normal Hyrox training on Saturday morning, which I do as a routine, because we had the Hyrox experience on Sunday at Cambridge. So that was the university track organised by F45 at Cambridge Station. So it was like a bit of a simulation of the real thing. It wasn't quite the same as the real thing. So we worked in pairs. It was a pairs competition. So my other half in my pair was a girl called Lucy who trains in my gym. She's quite a lot younger than me. I think she's in her 30s. So we worked together as a team. So there was some running, so there was some paired running, so we had to run around the track, 800 metres I think it was, together. Then we did individual runs, so we'd do one run with a baton and then your partner does another run. In between that we did ski erg, row, we did burpee broad jumps, so 75 metres, twice of that. We did some butterfly sit-ups, so they had to be synchroed, so we had to do them at the same time, and then go back and do the burpee broad jumps again. We went a little bit wrong. So in the sequence of events, was something that we've learned for London, that we have to know what the sequence of events is. So we missed the row and we went to the lunges. There was a forward lunge, prisoner lunges. So I think, it was 75 metres or something of prisoner lunges. We went straight onto that before the row. So we did it in the wrong order, which meant that we were a little bit confused about our how many runs we'd done and whether we'd done the right amount. So we had to ask someone to work it out for us so that we could get back on track, so to speak. We rectified it in the end, but we had spent quite a lot of time faffing about, not really knowing what we were supposed to be doing. So yeah, we wasted time. However, we did come 15th out of 31, which I was quite happy with considering the amount of faffing we did. And the other thing that didn't quite go according to plan for us was when we got to the ski erg, we split that. We split it in half, I think. I can't quite remember. I think it was either 250 each. But the ski erg that they put us on was broken. So it had broken on the previous wave, and it was set on the highest damper and we couldn't change it. Now, normally I work at setting 3 because I'm more aerobic than strong. So I prefer to do it on a lighter setting because I find it really affects my lats and my triceps if I have it heavy. So yeah, it was heavy, and I think really we could have probably gone faster if we'd had it on a lighter setting. But hey ho, it was all good practice for the real thing. And we all came away, everyone from my gym, which is Neil Marsh Health and Fitness, everyone from our gym came away feeling super confident. We all feel much better for having done that. We know that it's going to be a lot harder on the day, and particularly as I am doing the solo, so we have to do everything ourselves. It's very different to doing it in pairs where you get a little bit of a rest while the other person takes over. So yeah, I've been really thinking about the pacing of it. Not going out too fast, I think, is absolutely key. Not going out really fast on the first run and in the first few exercises. So I'm going to have to think really about resting, so rest periods, how much rest I'm going to give myself between each of the stations, and also things like the burpee broad jumps. I can easily do 10. So when we were sharing it, we were doing 10 each, but whether or not that I can still do 10 and have a very short rest and then do 10 again, I'm just going to have to practice that a little bit, because I obviously don't want to burn myself out too early. The wall balls they didn't have a target, so we sort of had like a fence thing, and one of us went one side and one went the other, so we just went down and chucked it to each other, so it had to go above shoulder height. We had a 4 kilo ball, which, because I've been training with 5 kilos, felt quite good. And actually, to be fair, after all the running and everything else, because the wall balls came right at the end like it does in true Hyrox, it felt fine, and our squats were good. We didn't have any no reps, which I was quite pleased about. So all good. Yeah, so wall balls I think are okay. Just got to think about the pacing of that as well, whether I do 10, 15. I've tried to, I think probably 30 is my maximum that I can do without needing to have a rest. But at the end of the competition, I think that's going to be very different when your legs are tired and your whole body is tired. I don't think I'm going to be able to do, I'm not going to plan to do 30 anyway. I may plan to do 10 or 15, see how it feels on the actual day. I haven't talked much about nutrition. I have been trying to increase my protein intake and try and have lean protein at every meal. So I've always had porridge for breakfast. It's the only thing that sustains me for a reasonable amount of time, because I'm always hungry, particularly now actually. Since training hard, I'm so hungry, constantly hungry. I'm hungry now, and I've had breakfast. Yeah, so I have porridge with fruit, and then in the morning I'll have a banana. I always have a packet of crisps. So I'm not precise with my nutrition. I don't weigh my macros or anything like that. I just make sure that I have plenty of protein, lots of fruit and veg, and carbs. Oh, I love carbs. Sometimes, quite often I eat chocolate still, but I think I need it. I need the fuel. I eat reasonably well. Don't drink alcohol much. In fact, I've had a stint of not drinking alcohol at all, and then a couple of weeks ago I had 2 glasses of wine and it went straight to my head. So haven't drunk since then. Haven't drunk for 2 weeks. Caffeine, don't drink much caffeine except in the morning. I keep it to the mornings only because I don't sleep very well. I have been sleeping better lately, so it's all going well. This weekend I'm going away, so I'm going to be away for 4 days in Amsterdam. I'm going to take it as a rest because I've been training really hard, and I think it will be good at this point in my training for my body to have a bit of a rest. We always do loads of walking. I'll do my mobility, but 4 days off training, I think, is probably gonna do me some good, because yesterday I was feeling pretty knackered. So I'd done the Sunday event, And then on Monday I went straight back into training, specific Hyrox training. So I did some running plus sled push and pull, so interspersed with running, just so that I could feel how my heart rate would be with that. And I'm running today. We're going to run for 75 minutes. And actually, at the end of the Hyrox experience in Cambridge, Jade Skillen was there, the master trainer, Hyrox master trainer. She did a Q&A section at the end, which was really, really interesting. So she spoke a lot about strength and conditioning, about strengthening your posterior chain, because most people tend to be quad dominant, and that's where the injuries come if you haven't got a strong posterior chain. So lots of deadlifting and that kind of thing. And she spoke about training coming up to London. So she said, work on intensity rather than volume at this point. So make your training sessions reasonably short, within an hour, not more than an hour. But for the running, long zone 2 runs, so easy runs that are more than 60 minutes, because obviously you're going to be working in the actual competition. Most of us will definitely be working for more than 60 minutes. So yeah, all good, all going really well. If you want to see how it's going and how I actually get on in the competition, subscribe to my channel. That would be great, and you'll get to see some other things, you know, me doing Pilates movements, me doing stretches, and dancing, usually some dancing involved. So I will see you soon with the latest update.